Brand disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by individuals on this platform, the callers plus invited guests, are their own. The information you hear does not reflect the overall views of all parties associated with this brand. We encourage everyone to research all things heard live or via archive for edification purposes. Discretion is advised.
Does your new or existing business need a strong online presence? With close to 4 billion people using the internet every single day, it's imperative that your business product or service is easily found by those searching for what you offer. Welcome to My Hosting Plus, your #1 online service provider. Our team of highly talented web developers and graphic designers specialize in creating eye-catching, pixel-perfect websites and graphics that are highly successful in converting leads into ongoing customers. No need to go elsewhere for web hosting, domains, professional emails, and social marketing. My Hosting Plus offers a one-stop shop experience that our clients love and appreciate. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to myhostingplus.com today and let our team elevate your business to the next level.
Don't touch that dial. You're now listening to Debate Talk Free Radio.
Let's pray to the Father before I bring this out. Barak Atah El Shaddai Yahweh Ahaya, the Wada, for bringing us together tonight. May you anoint this lesson so that it touches the hearts and the minds of our brothers and sisters, also anyone who wishes to keep your law, statutes, and commandments, and show you love. Father Yah, if I err in your words any way, may my brothers and sisters call in to correct me. And may I have the ears to hear and the discernment to understand correction. Likewise, Father Yah, if the caller is in error, may you bless them with ears to hear correction and discernment of truth. Bahashem Yahweh Shai Yahushua, Yeshua, Jesus, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, so be it. All right. Now, I want to set the foundation, if I may, for this lesson. See, unrighteousness is an abomination to him. So the Most High definitely will not be unrighteous himself in his judgments or in his feelings, because unrighteousness is an abomination to him. Just like that's one of the definitions in iniquity that is not found in the Most High. So we go to the New Testament now. How about 1 John 5:17? I want to go back to that verse.
1 John 5:17. All unrighteousness is sin, and there is a sin not unto death. Okay.
So I'm saying, so how can people be an abomination before the Most High if the Most High isn't unrighteous? No, the Most High is perfect and sinless. Now, remember when I went to unrighteousness is evil, from the Strong's Concordance definition of iniquity. And I know, like I said, some people teach that the Most High does do evil, and he is still good. But when I hear that, it's kind of like, it's unsettling. It's I'm gonna try to make some sense out of it the best I can. And it says iniquity. The Most High is perfect and sinless. Here's the verse I'm looking for. They get this from Isaiah 45:7. To me, that's like a dangerous doctrine, teaching like the Most High is evil and good, or the Most High does evil things. So just can I get Isaiah 45:7?
Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Yeah, this is like the main verse I always hear when people tell me like the Most High does evil, because they see right here, look, he creates evil. I think for my perspective, this will be a misunderstanding, and I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to get some clarity on it. How about 1 John 4:8? It says, "The Most High created evil." So how can He be perfect and sinless if He creating evil or doing evil things? This would be a contradiction to Him being perfect and sinless.
1 John 4:8. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love.
So we see by the Apostle John, God is love. Yah is love. So then we will be saying the Most High is love. The Most High is also evil. How about 2 Corinthians 13:11? We see the Old and New Testament will teach, the Most High is love. He's merciful, forgiveness. But when He brings the judgment down, people say He creates evil, does evil, wicked things. Get a precept to that God is love. Yah is love. Yes, 2 Corinthians 13, verse 11.
And just let you know whenever you're ready.
2 Corinthians 13 and 11. Finally, brethren, farewell.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Sal, you were saying something?
Now, let her read the scriptures. Just I'll respond after. Read the scriptures. It's cool.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis.
2 Corinthians 13 and 11. Finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect. Be of good comfort. Be of one mind. Live in peace. And the God of love and peace shall be with you.
The God of love shall be with you. The God of love shall be with you. Okay, Sal. Before I continue, you said something to say?
Yeah. Just like you got a caller standing by. You got 2 email questions. Whenever you're ready for them, you let me know. Whenever you're ready.
I'll take the caller now.
All right, so let's go to the phone lines. Again, the number is 319-527-6239. For those of you listening on the internet, you can dial that number, press number 1, and you can ask your questions or make a comment. Let's go to 913-214. You're live.
Shalom. How are you?
Good, brother. How you doing? Thank you for listening. Thank you for the calling in. Peace and blessings to you. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. This is Kalaya, man. No.
Oh, Kalaya, hey, man.
How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Cool? I'm doing good. Like, yeah, everything cool. Like, again, I apologize for stepping on your lesson, man. That, Chris Harris checked me on it, and he was right. That was rude of me. Your first, I'm saying, you first meet somebody, that's the first interpretation of them, and I didn't want that to be the first interpretation, But I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I'm talking a lot.
Oh man, I wasn't calling to bring that up, brother. You apologize. What else can I ask for? But here's my question for you, brother.
Right.
Can you show me?
Mm-hmm.
Let me preface my statement like this. When we read Leviticus 4, we see what the standard is for sin offerings and burnt offerings.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
My
I'm
question
going there now.
is
Leviticus 4.
Okay.
And what was your question?
So my question to you, because you said that Israel doesn't exist without blood, right?
Right. Correct.
So I need you to show me, what is the standard? Hold on. Let me ask my question first, brother. You jumping the gun. You're gonna false start. What is the standard for a human sacrifice? For example, how old does one have to be? How long does he have to be dead? Can you show me the precedence for human sacrifice?
All right, thank you, Brother Kalaya, and I'm gonna touch on that a little bit later on in the lesson. And when I answer it, if it's not to your liking, you can please call back and say that wasn't substantiate, that don't sit right with you. if it does satisfy you, my answer, then all praises. Mm-hmm. But can you ask me again? So if it stays in my mind, how long does he have to be dead? And
I said, so like for example, we know if a common person sinned according to the law, they had to bring a female lamb, no blemishes, right?
Yeah, no blemishes. I agree.
So the question stands as this: what is the requirement according to the law of human sacrifice? For i.e., how old does he have to be in order for him to be requirement for a human sacrifice or sin sacrifice? How long does he have to be dead? I need you to show us that from the law, because the title of your show is Did YAH Sin? Now, you know that the Creator cannot sin.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And you know that the Creator don't even associate himself with sin. So it's amazing to me that you could use a title like that, because when you called in last week, you said that the Most High would be a sinner if he didn't sin the blood of JC. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm hoping that you didn't mean that. Oh, you meant that?
Yes, I did mean that, and I'm gonna get there. It's on record. You're absolutely right. I did say the Most High would be a sinner if he did not sin, who you know as JC.
Okay. All right,
and,
well, brother,
keep listening. What's that?
I said, well, since you're not going to answer my question, I guess I have no choice but to sit back and just listen, and I'll be listening for your answer to the question. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
And Kalaya, what you can do is press number 1 twice if you want to come back and chime back in. Just press it 2 times.
All right,
once, and then press it again. All right, family. Once again, the number is 319-527-6239. You want to take some of the email questions now, or you want to go further into your lesson?
We can take the email questions. I'll see if I can answer them now. If I can't, maybe later on in the lesson I can answer them. But yeah, you can bring them out.
All right. The first question is from Barbara from San Antonio. I appreciate you checking out the show. It says, if YAH doesn't make mistakes, then explain why Eve ate from the apple inside the Garden of Eden. Second question, matter of fact, I'll let you answer the first question, then I'll get to the second one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why did he put the apple in the garden? To me, from my understanding of that is figurative. That story is figurative. I believe that the apple was Satan. I believe that when she bit the apple, it's saying that she slept with Satan, and that's how she produced the seed. I don't know if you ever heard that doctrine before, but yeah. So the apple in there would be her defiling herself with the fallen entity known as Hazah. That's what the apple is. I don't believe it was literally a fruit from a tree. I believe it was figurative. It was something more to it. And I hope that answers her question for now, yeah.
All right, so Barbara has a follow-up question. The second question, are we created perfectly? If so, then how can perfectly created beings sin?
Well, I believe for that question, in the beginning we was uncorruptible before death came into the world. In the Adam and Eve story, it was no reason for them to die if they was made in the likeness in the image of the Most High. So again, that's the same doctrine I'm talking about, the Adam and Eve story with her sleeping with Satan and producing that seed in the fallen angel story. And I hope that when now that sin has come into the world, because sin is death. So if sin wasn't in the world during Adam's time, then there was no death in the world. They was made, I would say, immortal. And over time, you could see them living from 900 years to 800 years, 700 years. And he said no longer will your time be that long. It'll be 120 years. So we see over time the corruption getting worse and worse and worse, from being perfect to now what we have today is so bad you might get 70, 80 years before, death comes upon you. and then you're done. So I hope that answers the sister Barbara from San Antonio, and thank you for listening in.
All right, I have one more question for you in the email. Again, the email is Debate Talk for You, y'all. DebateTalkForYou@gmail.com. Send in your questions, your comments, and I'll gladly read your questions out. Second question, this is from somebody, they didn't leave a name. You mentioned that some Israelites believe that the Most High does evil things. Explain Noah's Ark. The events that transpired in the time of Noah, according to your doctrine, was this good or bad?
Thank you for the question. And that in my lesson earlier, when I gave you Genesis 6:6, when it repented him, that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't repent. So the Noah story, it was let's check. I'm trying to pick my words right to best and give her understanding to the question. What the Most High did wasn't evil, because if he allowed it to continue, then his own creation, his own love for his creation would have just destroyed itself. That's why it doesn't say he repented. It says it repented him. And when I gave the definition of repented, it means that it hurt him to see what man was doing. So we can easily plug in the definition of repent. One of the definitions in H5162 was the Hebrew word nakam, and you can plug in suffer grief. It's the same context, because later in that verse it says that he suffered grief. So instead of saying, a better translation of it saying it repented him, it could say it suffered the Most High to see what man had become. That's why he suffered. So the Noah story was good in the Most High perspective, but through the perspective of somebody getting the judgment, they're always going to see it as evil. Kind of like if you're a parent and you tell your kid don't play in the street, and they go out playing in the street all the time, and you giving them the belt, or you chastising them, they're gonna see it as, man, my dad mean, man, my dad so wicked, my dad's so evil all the time. But in your eyes, you like, if my boy get hit, that's my life, that's my seed right there. If he ever got hit, I don't know what I'd do. I love this dude. So it's just like you said, kind of like tough love. That's what I'm trying to say. So the Noah story was, in a nutshell, tough love. It wasn't. I don't see it as evil.
All right, family. Once again, you're checking out Debate Talk Radio. Titled the lesson: Will YAH sin? No blood, no Israel. My special guest is Hazah. The number is 319-527-6239. Make sure you call in if you have any questions or comments. Just press number 1. We'll add you in the conversation. Everybody else is listening to the show. Nobody else has pressed number 1 yet, so you can continue.
All right. Thank you for all the listeners and for the callers. And I hope later on I can answer the question. I'm definitely going to touch on the human sacrifice and the sin. But I got trying to get everything. I don't want to try to miss anything. So let me go back to where we left off, sis. If you can, one more time, 2 Corinthians 13:11, just to get my mind back in what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
2 Corinthians 13:11.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect. Be of good comfort. Be of one mind. Live in peace. And the God of love and peace shall be with you.
Okay, the God of love. So we see 1 John 4:8, God is love. And now we see he is the God of love. Now we see YAH is good. He is love. I know some will still say that he does evil at the same time. For instance, not just in Isaiah 45:7, but another one would be Amos. Can you get Amos for me? Pretty sure. Yeah, Amos 3:6. This will be their precept for Isaiah 45:7, when it says YAH created evil. Yes, Amos 3:6.
Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city? And the Lord hath not done it.
Okay, now this is where they'll stop and say, see, he does do evil. And he did create evil, and he does do evil. So the trumpet will be blown in the city, da-da-da. But I would still say that in our eyes, like in the Noah story, we see it as evil. But I want to show something. How about Isaiah 5:20? The same prophet that said Yah creates evil is the same prophet in 5:20 that says, woe unto you for thinking that way.
Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
So to me, this is a clear distinction. He says, woe unto you that call, say that part again? That's the first part?
Mm-hmm. Woe unto them that call evil good and
right
good
there.
evil.
Woe unto you if you're going to call the Most High evil and good. He says, woe unto you. When I saw that, I was like, all right, we got to look into this deeper. Because I used to believe that. I used to believe the Most High was evil and good at the same time. And I've been in truth for, I say, 3 years, and I've been going through a lot of doctrines, a lot of stuff that I did believe, I don't believe now. After further studying it, when I came across the evil, Yah is evil and good at the same time, and then I see this, woe unto you that call Yah good and evil. Not my words, Prophet Isaiah says woe unto you if you want to call Yah good and evil. A precept to that, how about 1 John 1:5? Because evil is also perceived as, wicked, perverse, darkness. And I want to see what Apostle John has to say. So we have Isaiah saying, woe unto you if you want to call evil good and good evil, which will be your creator.
1 John 1:5. The message which we have heard of him and declared unto. Excuse me.
Oh, no problem. Take your time, sis.
This then is the message which we have heard of him and declared unto you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all.
Now, if you're a believer in the New Testament or the Renewed Testament, the Brit Hadashah, whatever you refer to it as, he says God is light and there is no darkness in him at all. So, again, Yah is not evil. On the contrary, he is completely good. So how do we make sense of the Isaiah 45:7? Now, this is what I feel that we should, how I understand it. Yah says that he creates evil. He's talking about what humans perceive as evil from our human perspective. The wisdom of the Most High is beyond our comprehension. Like, we can't put him in a box and think we know him. I say, therefore, some actions of the Most High is perceived as evil in our eyes, like how a dad and the son is showing him that tough love, because men can't see the broader picture that the Most High has in his plans. And so I still don't believe he does evil, because it says he is light and there is no darkness in him at all. At all. It's all about the perspective. So if the Most High is correcting someone or something, the person being corrected will always see it as, he will always perceive it as evil. But from the Most High perspective, his actions are just and right, just like I gave in the law. In the law, it said that, even without iniquity. He is without spot, without blemish, complete, upright. All the... Let me go back to it. I want to go back to the law. Deuteronomy 32:4. Yah is without iniquity. And we went over iniquity was 5, 7, 66. Notice that's 66. Evil. Eval. In the ancient Hebrew, YAH. It's perverseness, unjustly, unrighteously, moral evil. YAH said in Deuteronomy 34, YAH is without iniquity, and iniquity is unrighteousness, and unrighteousness in 1 John 5 and 17 is sin. So YAH is without sin. He is out iniquity. He is without evil. He is perfect. He is perfect and sinless. And now this is why I know it sounds like, okay, your lesson is called Will Yah Send No Blood, No Israel? And I just want to set the foundation showing that there is no darkness in the Most High. He is all light. He is completely good. He is completely flawless. He is perfect. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. I give a definition of perfect also. Let me see. Moving on. His actions are just and right, even if we perceive it as evil. And I want to go, let me see, Proverbs 3 and 11 says, so when it says he created evil, he's saying he created that hard judgment that we perceive as evil.
Proverbs 3 and 11. My son, despite not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction.
See, so when something evil is happening to you or something bad, and when we was worldly, we'd be like, oh damn it, God, and we'd be cussing him out, or if a loved one died, and be like, oh why do this? Why you so? We would think the Most High is evil, and we would like damn him to his face, even like the ancient Hebrews did at times. But he said, don't, read it again for me, sis.
My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction.
Okay, so when something bad happening to you and he's correcting you, don't be weary of it. Don't. In fact, good to next verse down.
Proverbs 3 and 12. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth.
Ooh, see, so if you being chastised right now, if you're going through something in your life right now, you're going through some hard times, you being chastised, and you in the truth, it says that means he loves who he chastises you. He putting you through the fire. He putting you through the storms. He putting you through the test. He trying to show you some correction so you make it, because it says he wished none of his people died. Just like I said with the kids. You see your kid playing in the street, you're going to chastise him. You're going to be mad. He's going to see you as evil. He's going to run, let me do nothing. I can't do this, can't do that. Because all the things you can't do, worldly, all the things you want to do, the Most High see it as, that's dangerous. I'm going to show you love. I'm going to show you some tough love from a young. Just like now with the Most High, we don't see his perspective. We only see our perspective. So don't be weary of now. Let me see where I want to go now. Yeah, so we see the Most High will remove his hand from you and bring judgment on you if you are displeasing to him. That doesn't mean he's evil. That makes him just and fair. How about Galatians 8 and 6? Sis?
Shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Yep, this is the old story, to reap what you sow. This is saying like, okay, the Most High going to give you multiple chances to get it right, and if he love you, he's going to chastise you. He's going to give you, he always going to make a way for you, and he gave us the instructions, especially to the ones waking up now. You know how they say Bible, Bible, the song the kids sing, basic instructions before leaving Earth. Or they would say basic instruction before life everlasting. That's what they say Bible is. Kids sing it in Sunday school all the time. That's the Torah, the instructions. That's what the I in the Bible is, the Torah. So we have no excuse. So when you see, the Most High is evil, he gave you the instructions. Now it's up to you. It's your choice. You can either, curse him to his face, or you can say, all right, Most High, I see you bring me through this storm. I see you chastising me. I guess you showing me love because you like my dad. And that's why they call him, Abba, Father. And I think Isaiah says that, Father, calls him Father. Let me go back. Let's see. Jeremiah 6:16. With Yah's instructions, and he always tells you to go back to his instructions. If you get lost on this path, he will give you a way to get back on it. He says, like, he loves his mercy, he'll never forsake you, no matter what you did in the past. Jeremiah 6:16. If you really humbly, truly repented, you know what I'm saying? I know I make mistakes. We all make mistakes.
The Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
So we see the Most High still giving us warnings. Still, what did Most High ask us? Tell us to ask for? If we get lost,
ask for the old path.
Ask for the old paths. The old paths will be like the instructions for that. You feeling like, oh man, I did something bad. Then you feel lost. You're not on the path no more. Well, ask for the old path. Get back on the instructions, and get that chastisement. Get that hard love, and Most High will, like you said, he kindles that fire within him, the compassion against his judgment, and he always gonna be right. But he is mercy and compassionate. The Most High is love, no darkness in him at all. The Most High Yah is light. Did you read 17? Okay, Jeremiah 6:17.
Jeremiah 6:17. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
Same way with the Noah in the flood story. He gave them warning, and what they say, we will not hearken. Now, after hearing that, they say we will not hearken, and the Most High brings judgment. That's what cause and effect. We learned that in school. So let's see how the Most High will deal with them in Jeremiah 6:22 and 23. After he told them to seek the commandments back to his love. And they say, we will not hearken after he told them to go back to the old paths. So 2 and 23, if you will, sis.
Jeremiah 6:22 and 23. Thus saith the Lord, behold, a people cometh from the north country, and a great nation shall be raised from the sides of the earth. They shall lay hold on bow and spear. They are cruel and have no mercy. Their voice roareth to see. And they ride upon horses set in array, as men for war against thee, O daughter of Zion.
So we see it. We see somebody in trouble right here. Now we see the evil in our perspective is what the Most High had the other nations and what they did to us. But from that perspective, the Most High, Yahweh Ha'ahaya, he is the I am, Ahaya Ha'ahaya. From his perspective, it was parental correction. After they said we would not hearken, he said, okay, that's your choice. I love you, but you about to get some parental correction. Let the other nations, he moved his hand off of them. So once the Most High moves his hand off of you, whatever happens to you, happens to you. You can't say the Most High is evil for that, because he told them to seek the old paths. They say no, and he said, okay, other nations, go ahead and take them. Parental correction. Now, I'm not saying evil doesn't exist. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Yah is not evil. The other nations are living it up right now. That's their choice. But when Yah brings their judgment and correction, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna cry and say how evil God is and how evil YAH is. When right now they're living it up, and when the Most High starts flipping the script on them, they're gonna be crying too. Like, oh, look how YAH, look how this God, look how evil he is, and they want us to serve him. Look what he's doing to us. We was on high, now we on low. And they're going to see YAH as evil because that's going to be their perspective. But the Most High YAH isn't evil. He is just. He is right. He's going to set everything straight in the end. That's what I believe. Now, I'm not saying evil doesn't exist like I was saying. YAH brings, let me see. Yeah, well, in a nutshell, it's all about the perspective. How we see things and how YAH sees things. And later on, I'm going to get the script when he says, my thoughts aren't like your thoughts. You know, tells you right there. But for now, I want to see if we can get Amos 5 and 15. And 15.
Amos 5 and 15. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord God of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph.
Oh, okay. Read that first part again, because this right here, hold on, sis. This right here, for those that believe YAH is evil and good, listen to this first part.
Amos 5 and 15. Hate the evil and love the good.
Okay, right there. Hate the evil and love the good. So if the Most High is evil, you supposed to hate him? Man, come on. You have Isaiah saying, woe unto you that put evil for good and good for evil. Now you see Amos saying, hate the evil. So if the Most High is evil, you supposed to hate your own creator, your own power? Nah, Israel, no. You got to look at this deeper. Y'all see the problem with this. Like, we all need discernment. Because like I said, I used to believe that too. I used to believe the Most High is evil. I used to be like, dang, man, he hard. He does evil things. No, the Most High doesn't do anything evil. He is just, he is right in all his choices. So if the Most High is evil, we are called to hate him according to Amos 5 and 15. But let me see what 3 John 1 and 11. The third letter of John, all the way in the back. 1 and 11. Hate the evil, love the good. 11.
3 John 1 and 11. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good.
Okay, right there. Hold on. So, follow what is good and not evil. So if the Most High is evil and good, then we're not supposed to follow him if he's evil. If the Most High is evil, John, don't follow him. According to Amos, you're supposed to hate the Most High, hate evil. Don't follow evil. According to Isaiah, woe unto you that put evil for good and good for evil. This is what I'm gonna go to another verse to say the doctrine that I used to believe in, YAH is evil. They also I'm gonna try to clear up a scripture on that in 1 Samuel 18 and 10. The Most High is perfect and sinless. But will YAH sin? This is the lesson. The Most High is perfect and sinless. Will YAH sin? Y'all like, what is this brother talking about? This brother is simple. This brother crazy right now. He's talking about the Most High is perfect and sinless, and then First Samuel 18:10. But yeah, this brother teaching that the Most High is perfect and sinless, and there's no darkness in him, and he's not evil. But then he's going to turn around and call his lesson, "Will Yah sin?" This dude. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make sense of it. My family, my mishpachah. I got love for all my Israel brothers, Tanakh only, Hebrew only, New Testament only. Yeah, I got love for all y'all. But go ahead, sis. 1 Samuel 18:10.
1 Samuel 18:10 came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul.
Okay, wait. Right there. What came from Yah?
The evil spirit.
Okay, now see, why is Yah dealing with an evil spirit if he is only good? I was stuck on this for a while too, but before I believe the Most High, gave me the answer before I came into the knowledge. It's because I believe all spirits do the bidding of the Most High. A lot of people are under the misconception that evil spirits work for Satan, when Satan himself needs permission of the Most High. See, all spirits, including Satan, I believe, operate under Yah's authority. Without the permission of the Most High, if you're under his authority, that's all the spirits. I believe all spirits, they do what he tells them. So what now classifies these entities as evil? Why is the scripture saying an evil spirit came from Yah? It's the role that spirit plays. The role that this entity plays in this realm of reality. Some angels are only called evil because bringing judgment is their job. Not because the angel is evil, but that their job is to bring the judgment of the Most High. And they are perceived as evil, not because they fell. There are some angels that fell, yes, and there are some angels the Most High uses that did not fall. He uses for his judgment. Like, watch. Okay, Psalms 78:49. It doesn't say like this evil spirit that came from Yah in 1 Samuel 18 is a fallen angel or anything like that. It's just saying that's what that spirit is doing. The Most High has to say so. He's the authority over Satan, over the spirits, over the angels. The Most High is the almighty power, El Shaddai, Yah Almighty.
Psalms 78:49. He cast upon them.
You want the switch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead, take your time.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation and trouble, by sending evil angels among them.
See, these are not fallen angels. They are still perceived as evil because of what they are called to do. These angels bring the wrath, it says, and bring the destruction of earth. So in our perspective, these are evil angels. But in the Most High perspective, he's like, I got a job for you. Go down, bring my wrath, bring my destruction. So when it says in 1 Samuel 18:10 that the Most High sent an evil spirit, that means the Most High sent that spirit to do his work. That spirit ain't have no choice. Even Satan and Job has to ask permission. Like, go check out Job. Don't kill him. You can do this, but don't do that. And you see that the spirits, the angels, fallen, the ones that aren't fallen, are under Yah's authority. They bring the wrath, they bring the destruction, but that doesn't make them evil, even though we see them as evil. And this is going to happen in the end too. And the same thing. Revelations 19:2. Everything that the Most High does according to I think Deuteronomy 32:4, it says he is right, he is just, he is without iniquity, he is without sin.
Revelations 19:2. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judged the great whore which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand.
Mm-hmm. You read that first part again for me?
For true and righteous are his judgments.
Okay, right there. For true and righteous are his judgments. Even if we see it as evil, according to the scriptures, Old Testament, New Testament, anything in between, his judgments is just, his judgments is right, no matter how we perceive it. This verse is talking about the destruction of Babylon the Great, the great whore. Now the people at this time, in the future, I'm pretty sure they're going to perceive this as evil. But we know that this is a just judgment waiting for Babylon the Great to fall. We like, oh, please, y'all, let great Babylon. Some believe that Babylon is America. Some believe Babylon the Great is the system. Some believe it's the Middle East. But wherever Babylon the Great is, Israelites all over is praying for it to fall. But when this judgment comes on them, I'm pretty sure they're going to perceive it as evil. But we know, according to Revelations in the Old Testament, the Most High judgments is right because YAH is perfect and sinless. Now, the people that are delivered from this end-time destruction, they're going to see it as good. They're going to say, finally, the Most High brought down these wicked people. Finally, thank you, Most High. Thank you, YAH. They're going to perceive it as good. So we see the Most High is just, not evil. He is without iniquity, which is unjustly, which is sin. He is perfect. He is sinless. But will YAH sin? This question I still didn't get to yet. Let me see. How about Romans 9:20? I'm gonna go back and forth between old and new. Try to get both my brothers and sisters on whatever side you may be on. Try to satisfy everybody. I know everybody ain't gonna be satisfied, but we're gonna try to get it there. Most High is perfect and sinless. Will YAH sin? No blood, no Israel. Deuteronomy 32, verse 4, YAH is without iniquity.
What was the scripture say?
Romans 9:20. YAH is without iniquity.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Romans 9:20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against YAH? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Okay, this is saying like you got the audacity, the things that was made going to question the Creator. It's saying, who are you to question the Creator? How can the created thing understand the Creator? It will never see the broader picture. The creation doesn't understand the Creator. And this is like in the story of Job or right here Romans, like, who are you to question the Creator? You read it one more time, sis?
Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against YAH? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made this?
Mm-hmm. For now, that was, I would say, the synopsis of this first part of the lesson. I just wanted to set the premise, set the ground that the Most High is perfect and sinless. I want to show you that He is not evil, and what we perceive as evil, he perceived as just and righteous, and righteous. He is without iniquity, according to Deuteronomy 32:4. He is without iniquity, which is evil in the Hebrew, YAH in the ancient Hebrew. He is without perverseness, unjustly. He is without wickedness. There is no darkness in him, according to John. And, excuse me, woe unto you that evil for good, according to Isaiah, and hate evil, according to Amos. So the Most High must be all good, perfect, and sinless. And let me see. I just want to make that case for this part, because it's all going to come together. It's going to make sense. Okay, let me see. Now that I made that case that the Most High is perfect and sinless, I hope I did a good job showing you guys that he is not evil. Everything he does, he even kindles, he says, kindles his feelings in his own heart, knowing that his people are sinning and they deserve judgment. But on the other side, he has mercy and compassion. He says it is kindling within inside him. He says in Jeremiah, like, why will you die? Why are you going to choose this? Why are you going to make me do this to you? So you see the Most High has feelings. We see that he is perfect and sinless. Now I want to see, let me see. How about the human sacrifice part? Let me see if I can answer the brother's question. I want to see, will the Most High sin no blood on Israel? Human sacrifice. Let me see. Is human sacrifice a no-no at all the time? Is human sacrifice a no-no all the time? Or is there special occasions at times? Is there a righteous sacrifice? This is where a lot of my brothers and sisters will probably not be feeling this part of the lesson, but that's fine. Let me see. I think Yahushua prophesied that that people, let me see, Luke 8:10 from he says, Yahushua prophesied and said some people are going to see this and some people not. So you can't get upset with it's not only Hebrews. It's not only Hebrews, might get upset with believers in the New Testament. But everybody ain't going to perceive things how you perceive it. But the Most High calls us to deal just weight with our brothers and sisters according to the law. Mm-hmm.
Luke 8:10.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but to others in parables,
mm-hmm.
that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand.
See, some people will see, some people won't. Can you read the first part again for me?
And 10. And he said, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of YAH,
mm-hmm.
but to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not
mm-hmm. understand. But to others ain't going to see, to others ain't going to stand. Understand. Okay, human sacrifice part. Can you give me Deuteronomy 24:16?
Deuteronomy 24:16. The fathers shall not be put children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
Dad ain't going to die for the son messing up, and the son ain't going to die for the dad messing up. Can you read that one more time? I just want to get that clear.
Deuteronomy 24:16.
Right.
The father shall not be put to death for the children, right. Neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
Okay. All right. This is getting good now. Okay. Ezekiel 18:20.
The soul that sinneth, it shall die.
Okay, sorry, right there. The soul that sin will die. Okay, go ahead.
The Son shall not bear the iniquity of the Father, neither shall the Father bear the iniquity of the Son.
Okay.
The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him.
Right. So this is the precept to Deuteronomy 24:16. You're going to have to pay for your own sins. The Son will not bear the sins of the Father, and the Father will not bear the sins of the Son. Now, when it says, can you give me Ezekiel 18 and 20 one more time, that first part?
Ezekiel 18 and 20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The Son shall not bear the iniquity of the Father, neither shall the Father bear the iniquity of the Son.
Okay, right there is good. Thank you, sis. Now, iniquity, like we substantiated earlier, is sin. And the definition of iniquity and unrighteousness. So my question, and the way I'm thinking, is what type of sin? Because all sin ain't the same. All laws aren't the same. What type of sin is this? What type of law did the father or son break? Because you have different laws. Again, you have civil laws. These are the laws described in the scriptures that apply to Israel as a nation. Civil laws apply to a nation as a whole. Then you have ceremonial laws. These speak about cleanliness and include, the priesthood laws of the Levites, laws that would include worship, or laws that involve worship. So you have civil laws, you have ceremonial laws, and then you have moral laws. I would say Ezekiel 18:20 fits in this category. You also have dietary laws. You have Sabbath laws. You have the feast day laws. So whenever you see somebody sinning, and some sin was like a slap on the wrist to the Israel, and some sin you got put straight to death, like the brother that broke the Sabbath for collecting wood on the Sabbath, put straight to death. Ain't no sacrificing, wasn't no nothing for him. He just straight put to death. So all sin is not equal. We have to put it in its proper categories. Was the sin that he broke, was it a moral law? Was the sin that he broke a ceremonial law? Was it a civil law? Was it a dietary law? Because like I said, it was different punishments for different sins. So in Ezekiel 18 and 20, I would say fit in the moral law. And I would say it fits in the category of moral laws. Again, read Deuteronomy 24:16 one more time. Oh, no problem. So I want to go through these laws and these sins the best to my knowledge.
Deuteronomy 24 and 16. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Okay. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Okay.
Now the main two categories I want to concentrate is not the dietary or the feast day laws. I want to concentrate on the civil laws and the moral laws, because I'm thinking the moral laws fit into Deuteronomy 24:16, and civil laws were laws subscribed to the nation as a whole. That applies to Israel as a whole. Let me give an example. 2 Chronicles says 25 verse 4 would be an example of a moral law. 2 Chronicles 25 verse 4. Excuse me. The Most High is perfect, but will he sin? Is the blessing. 5 verse 4. So I want, like I said, concentrate on the moral laws. What kind of punishment would they? What could you Could you sacrifice for a moral law? Would you put straight to death if you broke a moral law? Was you put to death for breaking a ceremonial law? Could you sacrifice? Was you any forgiven for a ceremonial or dietary feast day laws? Like, yeah, I want to see which ones was a slap on the wrist and which was you're done. You put to death. 2 Chronicles 25 verse 4.
2 Chronicles 25:4. Mm-hmm. But he slew not their children, but did as it is written in the law, in the book of Moses, where the Lord commanded, saying, the father shall not die for the children, neither shall the children die for the fathers, but every man shall die for his own sin.
Now we see, I think this is David saying the same thing in Deuteronomy 24:16, showing that this was a moral law, that he didn't put them to death because of what their dads did. Now, I want to give you an example. Lamentations chapter 5, verses 1 through 7. So you see, he was keeping Deuteronomy 24 because he didn't put him to death in 2 Chronicles 25:4. He kept Deuteronomy 24:16, which I believe is a moral law. Chapter 5, verse 1 through 7.
Lamentations 5, 1 through 7. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and we have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
Whoa, say that last part one more time.
Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
So we see here, this sounds like a nation, a civil law being done here, applies to the whole nation. And we see it says Jeremiah is saying they are going through this. Why? Because of their fathers. Say that one more time, verse 7. What's happening to them?
Our fathers have sinned.
Our fathers, right there. Our fathers have sinned.
And are not.
And are not.
And we have borne their iniquities.
And we have borne their sins. They are paying the price for what their fathers did. We have borne our iniquities. Now, according to Deuteronomy 24:16, that's why is the Most High doing that to them, because that is not a moral law. That is a civil law. That doesn't apply to 24:16 of Deuteronomy, because Deuteronomy is talking about moral laws, not civil laws. Civil laws will apply to the nation. That's why in Jeremiah he's writing limitations like we're under the yoke, we're persecuted, we're going through all this mess because of what our fathers did, and we bore their iniquities. One more time, sis, verse 7.
Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
So he writing limitations talking about how they're about to go into captivity because they bore their father's sins, which will be a civil law, not a moral law. Because if it was moral law, then I don't think the Most High will break his own law, will he? Will the Most High sin? Will the Most High send them into captivity? Fathers have done. Will the Most High break his own law? Deuteronomy 24:16. Aren't we in captivity right now in the land for what the forefathers have done in America, coming here on slave ships? Our old Hebrew Israelites now today didn't do the things our forefathers done to put us in this current captivity. So you telling me the Most High broke his own law in Deuteronomy 24:16? If he is perfect and he is sinless, Why are we in captivity today? For bearing the iniquities of our forefathers. Will YAH sin? And I believe he will not sin, because I believe Deuteronomy 24:16 is talking about a moral law, not a civil law. So the Most High does not break 24:16 of Deuteronomy for sending them into captivity. We in captivity now for what the forefathers have done. Okay. Now, I want to keep going on the civil laws and the moral laws and different laws, because my brothers and sisters, I feel they deserve my due diligence to show them sacrifice. We see we're kind of like a sacrifice right now, because you're in captivity right now, and you didn't do anything because it was your forefathers have done. It's a type of sacrifice to me. I don't know if it's a type of sacrifice to you. In Lamentations of Jeremiah, he's saying they're paying for what Israel is paying for the sins of their fathers. That sounds like a civil law to me. All right. Let me see.
Well, just to let you know, brother, Kalaya is standing by. He's waiting to ask another question whenever you're ready. He's standing by.
Okay, you can bring him in.
All right, family. We're going to open up the phone lines again, 319-527-6239. Make sure you press number 1 if you got a question. Well, let's go to 913. Go ahead.
Shalom again, brother. Now,
how you doing, my beloved?
How you doing, brother? Now, I need you to show us in the law. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So, I need you to show me in the law the standard for human sacrifice.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Human sacrifice would not be allowed according to the moral law, but human sacrifice would be allowed according to civil law. This is what I'm trying to substantiate, trying to show you that in certain laws, in certain instances, according to 24 Deuteronomy and 16, there is no sacrifice allowed if it's a moral law. But if it's a civil law, I'm seeing people paying the price for what their fathers have done, and I'm seeing sacrifices, and that's what I'm seeing, brother.
I understand that, but at the same time, you're contradicting yourself, because the New Testament teaches that Christ died for sins. Yes or no?
It depends on what kind of sin. Was it a moral sin or was it a civil sin? Like I said, there's different sins. I'm sorry.
Does the New Testament make a distinction?
And I'm gonna get to that.
Can you show that to me? Well, brother, I'm calling in as a caller. You keep putting me on the back burner, and I've asked you one question.
Yeah, and I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm getting to your first question earlier. You asked me to show you in the law how can you see me sacrifice. Now, I'm showing you according to all laws aren't the same.
I understand that. Not every sin was punishable of death. I understand that. But what I asked you was to show me the law, because we know what a sin offering is. If we're going to call the Christ of the New Testament the sacrifice of sin, as the letter of Hebrews teaches us, I need you to show me, according to the law, what is the requirement for a human sacrifice. It's not hard.
No, but please understand what I'm trying to say. According to the law, there is no human sacrifice allowed according to the moral law.
Okay.
There are different. What I'm trying to say is all laws, all limbs are not the same. There are different punishments for certain ones. Some of the laws they broke, you got a slap on the wrist. Some of the laws you were put to death. Some sacrifices you could do for a sin. Some sins were no sacrifice for, like the brother that broke the Sabbath. There was no sacrifice for him. There was no forgiveness for him. He was put to death.
So how could the apostles have forgiveness for sin when they was picking corn on the Sabbath?
They
you have a double standard, brother.
No, picking corn on the Sabbath. Now you have to go in the definition of what work is. If you see dropping a pencil on the floor and picking it up as labor as work, to me, I don't see picking the pencil off the floor as labor and work. I don't see picking a grape off a tree as work or picking corn off a plant as work. I see work as waking up early in the morning, hitting that 9 to 5, breaking your back in sweat. Now, if you want to say picking corn is work, then yeah, I will agree with you that he broke the Sabbath. But if you see picking corn on the Sabbath as not work, that's just some something a baby can do. If a baby can do it, I wouldn't call it work. Okay.
But here's the thing, and I'm gonna show you how you contradicted your own self. You just said that in Numbers that a man was killed for picking up sticks. You taught on that tonight, yes or no?
Well, say it again. Your phone broke up a little bit. And
I said that you just said earlier that a man was killed for picking up sticks on the Sabbath.
Right.
Now you're saying, hold on. Now you're saying it's okay for a man to pick corn on the Sabbath because the New Testament, I guess, is giving you room to do that. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you're contradicting yourself, brother.
Okay, I'm going to respond to how that's not a contradiction. If you look in history, in antiquity, on what gathering sticks was, it wasn't just picking up 1 or 2 sticks and bringing it back. It was the bundles. It was putting it on a donkey, putting it on a cart, traveling back and making a fire to feed your family. You had to put in a lot of work to make fire. You don't put a lot of work in just to pick corn and eat it. So I would say picking the sticks, and if you look into what they was actually doing back then, picking up bundles and collecting it and bringing it and hit and twisting it and trying to get it a spark, trying to make a fire, that was some work, man, in my eyes.
But this is what the New Testament
that was
says.
labor.
This is what the what you call the New Testament says. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath day. That's what your New Testament says. Do you not agree with that?
You said the Pharisees said that?
The Pharisees said it, but it's in the New Testament.
Okay,
so you don't agree with that?
Well, from what I understand, the Pharisees, they also kept the oral tradition, the Talmud. So they had their own different set. They had their own books, their own laws. So if they kept the oral tradition,
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying the Pharisees didn't just keep Torah, or they had added to it. The Torah says don't add or subtract to His word. If you have the oral Talmud, the oral traditions, the oral law, then that to me is addition. So whatever the Pharisees have to say, it don't matter to me what the Pharisees say, because they already messed up by adding to the word.
But your chief apostle was a Pharisee, Paul.
That's the key word. Was a Pharisee.
Your boy Paul said he was a Pharisee of the Pharisees.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. He was a Pharisee. I agree with you.
Okay, brother. Well, here's the thing, though. I wanted to be left on record, man. So that the American know. You still have not shown us in the law what is the requirement for human sacrifice. You can't do it. It's not there. It's not permitted. The Most High is not going to He's not going to punish the righteous for the wicked. He's not going to do that. So I don't understand how you can teach one thing. You double talking yourself, brother.
Okay.
So are you going to show us this law or not?
Well, I'm trying to show you that there are different categories of law. all law is not equal.
I understand
all
that.
Judgment, all punishment. Well,
but we talking about the law of sin,
hold
sacrifice.
on, one at a time, man. One at a time, though. One at a time, man. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, brother, if you don't see what I'm trying to say, I apologize. I'm sorry you don't see it. I'm trying to show you in Lamentations, the sons paying for their fathers. You are in America right now, right? You're in captivity right now. Well, what did you do to be in captivity?
I'm paying for the sins of my fathers because my father taught me how to serve the Christ of the New Testament. My grandmother taught me how to serve Mother Mary because they was Catholics.
Okay, so you
remember,
admit
the Creator said
that you. Mm-hmm.
I said the
So
Creator said He punished to the third and fourth generation. Yes or no?
Yes, to the third generation. But what if that second generation didn't do anything? Wouldn't they still be paying for their father's sin, which Deuteronomy 24:16 says you should not?
So if Deuteronomy 24:16 say that, and then Jeremiah 31 says that each man is responsible for his own sins before Jeremiah even go into the renewed covenant, how can you justify the fact that a human being can't die for somebody's sin? How can you go against the words of the Creator himself and go against his prophets and teach something totally different, and then going to have the audacity to say, well, the Most High sin?
All right, one more time, and then I might let you go because I'm going to move on. But I thank you for your questions. I'm trying to show you the different laws, civil laws, moral laws, the dietary laws. All these laws are not, or when you break them, the punishments are not all the same. There's different examples. That's why I gave Lamentations 5 and 7 when it says they're paying for their fathers. Was they the second, third generation? Was they the first generation? I don't know, but all I know is they was paying for what their fathers have done, which will be a civil law. Hello? All right.
Yeah.
For calling.
Yeah, you said you wanted to move on, so pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, you can continue, man. Well, let me see. We have 9:55 right about now, so yeah, like maybe 35 more minutes left in the air if you need it. If not,
35 minutes. Yeah.
Yep. Got it.
All right, I'm gonna try to hurry it up. Let me go through more human sacrifices that I see, and if they don't like it, I'm sorry, but let me start here. Sis, can you give me 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 13?
Okay.
Let's get some human sacrifices. 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 13. We see Deuteronomy 24:16 is a moral law. And okay, go ahead, you can read it.
2 Samuel 12 and 13. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also hath put away thy sin, thou shalt not die.
Okay, right there, stop. So David has sinned, and the Most High, YAH says he will not die. Okay, go ahead.
How that because this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord, to blaspheme the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die.
Okay, so David sinned, right, sis?
Mm-hmm.
And who's the one that's going to die for it? Verse 19.
In verse 19?
Mm-hmm.
But when David saw that his servants whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David...
right there. So David sinned, and David didn't pay. The Most High said, you're not going to die. But your child going to die, though. Mm-hmm. What did the child do? Is the child the first generation? No, not just any child. This is the child of David. This is a prince from the seed of David. What did this child do? I don't know what the child did, but apparently David sinned and he lives, but his child is sacrificed for his sins. The child is paying for what his father has done. Now, if you keep going, I think it said the Most High made this public, making it shown to the nation of Israel, making it a civil law, I believe. Because he said, what you have done in secret, I will make it public. I will make it to the nation. So here we go, one sacrifice in the Tanakh, David sinning, and his child dying. Let me move on to another sacrifice that I see in, can you read, sis, the prayer of Azariah? And do you have the verse of saying who Azariah is? Because there was, I think, a few Azariahs in the scriptures, in the Daniel. Okay, get that one first. Yeah, we're going to read this prayer, this beautiful prayer of Azariah. But first, I want to get Daniel to see who Azariah is, because I'm not sure, it was like 2 or 3 Azariahs. So we're going to see who Azariah is.
Daniel 1:7.
Mm-hmm.
Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of
Belshazzar,
sorry about that, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Meshach of Meshach, and to Azariah,
here it is,
of Abednego.
So Azariah is Abednego now. Okay, now can we read the prayer of Abednego, Azariah? I'm going to try to make this quick. So can you start at 12. This is when Azariah, Meshach, and Abednego and Shirash, they're in the they're getting ready to be put in the fire pit. So let's read this prayer as Azariah, Abednego is in the fire pit. Go ahead, sis.
And cause not your mercy to depart from me.
So right there, he's praying to the Most High, Abednego, Azariah. Go ahead.
For your beloved Abraham's sake, for your servant Isaac's sake, and for your holy Jacob's sake, to whom you have spoken and promised that you would multiply their seed as the stars of heaven and as the sand that lies upon the seashore. For we, O Yahuwah, are become less than any nation, and be kept under this day in all the world because of our sins. Neither is there at this time prince, prophet, or leader, or burnt offering, or sacrifice.
Okay, right there. Neither at this time is what?
Prince, or prophet, or leader, or burnt offering, or sacrifice.
Okay, so there's no sacrifice at this time. Go ahead.
For obligation, or incense, or place to sacrifice before you, and to find mercy. Okay. Nevertheless.
Right here. Nevertheless, what?
Nevertheless, in a contrite heart and a humble ruach, let us be accepted.
Wait, I hear. Let us be accepted. He is praying right now. Let us be accepted.
Like as the burnt offerings of rams.
Like as what? Like as
the burnt offerings of rams and bullocks, and like as in 10,000 of fat man. So let our sacrifice.
Let our what?
Let our sacrifice be in your sight this day, and grant that we may wholly go after you, for they shall not be confounded.
Okay, that's good right there. So Azariah in the pit is saying to Yah, let us be a burnt offering, let us be a sacrifice like rams and bullocks. So Azariah is saying, Abednego is saying, Most High, we getting ready to die. If we do die for the nation, because they're not being put to death for like I said, like a moral thing, they're disobeying the king and they're going to die for Israel, showing them the example. See, he's saying, let me be as a sacrifice. Read 18 one more time in this prayer of Azariah. I think he was a pretty smart dude. 18.
And now we follow you with all our heart. We fear you and seek your face.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was 17 sacrifices. Go ahead.
Like as in the burnt offerings of rams and bullocks, and like as in 10,000 of the fat lamb. So let our sacrifice be in your sight this day, and grant that we may really go after you, for they shall not be confounded that put their trust in you. Sal, are you still there?
Yeah, actually, it's called Drock. Hold on, let me see. Get him back on. Good.
Trying to get you back.
Yeah, 856. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
All
right. So, you got Azariah's prayer saying he wanted to be a sacrifice as a burnt offering as rams and bullocks. Real quick, because we're not short on time, let me get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, in the Apocrypha. I know a lot of people got a problem with the Apocrypha. They say, oh, it's a Greek, don't listen to it. But, Solomon was a wise king, a lot of wisdom. So I want to see what Wisdom of Solomon has to say about this human sacrifice thing. And you start at chapter 3. Real quick, sis.
Wisdom of Solomon 3, 1-9. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall no torment touch them. And in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken from our misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
Okay, hold on, sis. So it says, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and these are people that are dying that I guess are innocent. They seem to die, and their destruction is taken from misery. And I'm gonna put this part. And their going from us is to be utter destruction, but they are at peace, for they be punished in the sight of men. So these people are being punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. So when they die in the sight of men, their hope is full of immortality, and having been a little chastised by the Most High, they shall be greatly rewarded, for God provided them and found them worthy for himself. As gold is in the furnace, have he tried them. See, the Most High is trying them in the storm, in the furnace, and received him as a burnt offering. So these people that have died, who have full hope of immortality, God provided them and found them worthy for himself, and he had tried them in the furnace and received them as a burnt offering. Burnt offering, these people that have died, the Most High, according to the wisdom of the wisest king Solomon, he says that the Most High received them as a burnt offering, and their death is in the sight of men, but their hope is of immortality. This is another human sacrifice, Wisdom of Solomon. And I was going to go to Jasher and Abraham, but I'm going to skip that. That's enough human sacrifice for now because we're short on time. I want to get to Christ dying. let's see what his kind of sacrifice was his a moral sacrifice that would break Deuteronomy 24:16, or was his for the nation of Israel a civil sacrifice, which to me is not against the law of Deuteronomy 24:16. And I want to go to the Most High's love for Israel real quick. Let me go to the just marriage. Sal, how much time we got left? If you don't mind.
Right about now, you have about 20 minutes left.
Okay, 20 minutes. Let's knock it out. 20 minutes. Okay. Sis, can you get Israel being married to the Most High, Deuteronomy 10 and 12? Deuteronomy 10, 12, and you can go to 13. Chapter 10, verse 12 to 13. So I had Azariah saying, "Let my death in this pit be as a offering like bulls and bullocks." We have King David's son dying for something David did, the sacrifice. We have wisdom of Solomon saying these people that have died who are hopeful of immortality, the Most High accepted them as a burnt offering. So that's 3 witnesses there. I only need 2 witnesses, but I got 3. In fact, Deuteronomy chapter 10, 12, and 13. Because we see Deuteronomy 24 and 16 was a moral law, and the Most High puts people, you see these human sacrifices as civil laws. Okay, go ahead, sis. You can read it.
Deuteronomy 10:10.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12 to 13. This is the marriage. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12.
Deuteronomy 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Okay, hold on. This is the Most High getting ready to be married to Israel. You know how you get married? They say to honor and to hold, to love, and all that stuff. Go ahead, sis.
And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Mm-hmm. But to fear the Most High.
But to fear the Lord thy God in all his ways,
mm-hmm.
and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
Okay, so this is the Most High getting ready to marry Israel on the mountain with a cloud covering, and the Hebrew word for cloud is like a covering, which in if you study the Hebrew marriages, they will have a covering over their marriage. And so Most High is saying, are you going to do this? Going to keep my all statutes and commandments, to love me, to honor and behold? And Israel is going to say, yes, I do. I will marry you in Exodus 24:7. So the Most High asking the question, are you going to keep my law, statutes, commandments? Yeah. When you got it, go ahead. Okay, right there. So Israel said, I do. So this is the marriage. The Most High is now married to his beloved Israel. They said, I do. Can we get Exodus 19:5 and try to speed this up? Okay. That's, yeah. Okay, there is Israel's peculiar treasure. Can we get Exodus 24:8? This is going to be seal the deal. This is the ring on the finger right here. Go ahead, sis. Yeah. Wait. Moses took the what?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's not shining loud and clear on the radio. She sounds like she's far away.
Hold on, sis. You saying she sounds far away or I sound far away?
Yeah. Reader, Lita, she sounds far away.
Yeah. You sound far away, sis.
Sorry about that. Exodus 24:8. And Moses took the blood.
Took the what?
Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words.
Okay, that's fine. How does it sound now, Fab?
Sound good now. It's good.
Okay, so we see the ring is on the finger. Most High said, "Are you going to honor and behold and keep my law, statutes, and commandments?" Israel said, "Everything the Most High said, we will do." So Israel said, "I do," and Moses took the ring on the finger with the blood, sprinkled it on him. So it's official. Israel is married to the Most High. Okay, now, unfortunately, Israel was unfaithful to her husband. Can we get the divorce? Can we get Jeremiah chapter 3 and 6? And I can go all night on how the Most High treated. I can go all night on how Israel treated her husband, man. Especially in Ezekiel 23, how it's like kind of graphic. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 6 to 12.
Jeremiah 3.
6 to 12.
Jeremiah 3:6. The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding is Israel hath done? She is gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot. And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me, but she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery.
Okay, right there. Commit adultery. Go ahead.
I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce.
Okay, stop right there. So the Most High is giving Israel a bill of divorce because she is doing the Most High dirty. And I'm going to get a precept to that. And hold on, sis. Sis, can you get Jeremiah chapter 5 and 7? And I'm going to read Hosea 2 and 2. It says, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife. For Israel, I'm going to say it again, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight and her adulteries from between her breasts. Okay. Go ahead, sis.
Jeremiah 5 and 7. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, they then committed adultery, and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses.
Okay. And one more, Jeremiah 3 and 1. This is the dilemma. So the Most High sees Israel cheating on them with other gods, with the Assyrians, with the Babylonians, with the Chaldeans. Israel is going hard with the adultery. She is worshiping other gods. She is committing whoredom. She is committing adultery. Most High says, "You are not my wife," in Hosea. And Jeremiah says, "I've given you a bill of divorce." Jeremiah 3 and 1 says,
They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
Okay, sorry, right there. This is a question. Read the question again.
They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Okay,
so he's asking a question in Deuteronomy 24, verse 1 through 4. A husband, hold on, this is the law that Jeremiah is referring to. This is his question. Deuteronomy 24, 3 and 4. If the latter husband detest her and write her a certificate of divorce, which the Most High did write her a divorce, puts it in her hand and sends her out. He did send her out of the house. Or if the latter husband dies, who took her as his wife, this is those adulterous nations that she was cheating on with, then the former husband, in this case is the Most High, who divorced her, must not take her back, to be his wife after she has been defiled. For this is an abomination before the Most High. So the Most High is calling this an abomination. So the Most High married Israel, he divorced Israel, put it in her hands, and according to the Most High law, will the Most High sin? Will he take her back? This is an abomination. He cannot take northern Israel back because Judah never got divorced. Only the northern kingdom got divorced. Those 10 tribes. Judah and Benjamin did not get divorced. If I have more time, I'll go into that. But according to the Most High law, he cannot take northern Israel back. So this is the dilemma. The prophets Jeremiah and Isaiah and the rest, the Most High is going to come back. I mean, northern Israel, the 2 sticks prophecy. Can you get that, sis? Ezekiel 37:15. And, okay, so the dilemma is, how is the Most High going to take her back after he said, this is not my people, but I'm going to call them my people. So this is the mystery. This is what the patriarch's mystery was. This is what Paul was talking about in the mystery. This is why it says the angels study salvation, because the angels are like the Most High. You just divorced your wife. According to your own law, how are you going to take them back? This is a mystery. The only way – go ahead, sis.
37:15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, stick, and write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. The northern kingdom.
Go ahead.
And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you, sis. Now, the Most High married Israel. Israel was being a whore, committing whoredoms. The Most High gave her a bill of divorce, saying, you are not my wife. Here's your bill of divorce. Go, get out. According to Deuteronomy 24:3-4, if the latter husband detests her and gives her a bill of divorce, he cannot take her back. It is abomination. Now, we went through the Most High is perfect and sinless. The Most High is not an abomination. So how is he going to take back northern Israel after he divorced her? This is the dilemma. But brothers and sisters, what I'm trying to say is the only way the Most High can take his wife back is he has to die for his bride. That's the only way out of this law, because through death there's no law in it. But what I'm trying to say is how he cannot die. So he has to send somebody in his likeness who is on one accord with him to die and when the Most High dies, if he comes back, that first covenant, it says in Jeremiah 31, which they break, I'll make a new covenant, because the Most High died and rose again. After the Most High rose again, after dying, Israel is now free to marry the Most High again. Israel is now free, or the Most High now, after dying and being rose again, he is now free to pick any bride he wants to marry again. And you know who the Most High is going to choose to marry again? He's going to choose the northern kingdom of Israel, the one he divorced. So this is the only way the Most High does not break law. Will the Most High sin? Deuteronomy 24:3-4 says, is it abomination to take back your adulterous wife after giving a bill of the commit this is abomination, he has to die and be risen again to pick a new bride. His new bride is going to be the northern kingdom, which is why in Romans chapter 7, Paul says this, know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law. Stop. So if you don't know the law, Paul is saying, don't even read this pretty much. Know you not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, that people that know the Torah, for that the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by that law to her husband, so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosened from that law of her husband. So then if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, which Israel was, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law. Now, Paul's not saying the law is done away with. What law is Paul talking about? Paul is talking about Deuteronomy 24, verse 3 and 4. He's not saying she is free from the Torah. He is saying when her husband is dead, she is free from the law. The law there is lowercase. Sometimes when you see Paul, it's a capital L referring to the whole law or certain laws. When it's lowercase, it's a specific law. So if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Wherefore, my brethren, ye also are become dead to the law by the body of Christ. What law? The law of Deuteronomy 24. Also, you are become dead to the law by the body of Christ, that you should be married to another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto God. So we see here that this sacrifice that Yahweh Shai, Yahushua, Yeshua, Yeshua, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, this sacrifice was not for him. This was for the nation of northern Israel, to bring them back. This is the good news. This is the gospel. This is why he went out and said, I come from my lost sheep. They know my voice. The lost sheep was the northern kingdom, because in the oral law, you cannot talk to the northern kingdom. They was divorced. So in the oral law, in Acts chapter 10, he's saying, I don't sit with the northern kingdom. They divorced. They are Gentiles, Gentile Israelites. This is the good news he was talking about. This is why people converted so quick to believe what Christ was saying. Why would these Gentile Israelites want another God for, or another Savior for? They had all these pagan gods and Greek and Roman and all that stuff, but his sheep know his voice, because he was saying, you can come back now. I'm ready to marry you again. I died, which annulled the marriage certificate, and I rose again so I can pick a new bride, and the new bride is Israel, which says, that's why in Jeremiah 31, he says, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. Can you get that, sis? Jeremiah 31:31. And this sacrifice is not a moral sacrifice. It is a civil sacrifice, which does not contradict Deuteronomy, 24 and 16, because he died for the nation. Go ahead, sis.
Jeremiah 31.
Hold on. So, I'm sorry. I am not showing you human sacrifice. I am showing you a God sacrifice, because this is better than human sacrifice. This is a God sacrifice right here. Go ahead, sis.
Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Keep going. Not according to what?
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers.
Hold on, stop. Because their fathers was cheating on them and committing adultery, so he had to divorce them. Go ahead.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them.
Wait. Took them by the hand, like you take a wife by the hand. Go ahead.
I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break.
They did what to it?
Which my covenant they break.
Okay.
Although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord.
Oh, hold on. He was a what to him?
I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord.
So the lesson is, will YAH sin? If the Most High ever takes back northern kingdom of Israel, which are in Africa, the 10 tribes, then he is a sinner and he is breaking the marriage law of Deuteronomy 24:3-4, which says, if the latter husband detests her and writes her a certificate of divorce, puts it in her hand and sends her out, he cannot take her back because it's an abomination. So the only way. 3 minutes left. Okay.
Last words.
Oh man, I had so much, but I'm trying to get it along. Let me see.
We can do a part two, man.
So much.
No problem. We can always do a part two.
Well, I don't got enough to do like another 2 hours. I got enough to do maybe like a half hour or another 40. For my last words is, this is why I say no blood, no Israel, because Christ had to die for him to marry Israel again. So if there's no blood of Christ, just like the first covenant was brought in through blood, the second covenant was also brought through blood. So what I'm trying to say is, in order for the Most High, will YAH sin? If he breaks 24:3 and takes back northern Israel, according to his own law, YAH is an abomination. But if he dies for Israel, he disannuls that marriage. And he is now free to marry whoever he chooses. And he chooses, according to the prophecy of the 2 sticks, according to the parable of the son's return, the prodigal son's return, according to a people that are not a people that will be a people again. According to all that, if he dies and comes back again, he is free to marry Israel again. This is why I called it, will YAH sin? No blood, no Israel.
All right, I appreciate you. Is there an email that you want to put out there before, so in case we've got more questions and want to reach out to you?
Yeah, my email is a street bike. It's called again, I'll say it slow, ZX Ninja 1400, all lowercase, all together, at AOL.com.
All right, so I appreciate y'all for coming on. We can do a part two, like I said, even if it's half an hour or whatever, and we can open up for the audience to chime in after that. If you want to finish up, we can set that up in the near future. But I appreciate both of y'all for coming on.
I'll see.
Especially the reader.
Bless you.
You did your thing. The first time coming on the program. But definitely bring you back on, man. Anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I just want to give all thanks to the Most High, because he put this lesson in me. He put the good news, the gospel in me, because I didn't understand how the Most High was going to take back northern Israel after he divorced her without breaking his own law, until I saw the only way out of a law is through death. So it made sense to me that, okay, he had to die and rise again. And this wasn't a moral law. This was a civil law. And when this revelation came to me, I was like, wow, this is the gospel. This is the good news. And I just want to thank you, Salshowtime. I'm glad you're feeling better, brother. I want to thank my not only brothers for listening, and I want to give all honor and glory. Like I said, this is not my lesson. This is what the Most High put in me to do. I never had done lessons ever on any platform. I never did any videos. Nothing. This is the first time I'm doing anything like this, because he put it in me to do it. And that's it. Thank you again. Shalom, Barakatah, and Dawada for all the listeners. Bless you. Thank you. And if my sister wants to say anything, she can.
We just want to say thank you for having us and giving my nephew this opportunity to share what the Most High has put in his heart. Thank you all so much.
All right, well, appreciate you. And, Hazah, the more you do it, the more better you're going to become. So, it's the first time. You keep on doing it. you know, and it's going to be at the point like, oh, okay, this is natural for me. You know, I got this. So we're going to keep bringing you back on and keep preparing different lessons, you know, different topics. You want to do a part 2? Like, you want to do a part 2? We can. But if you have a different topic in your heart, we can do more topics, okay? I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.